Oh, hey guys. We're just coming off home time. Today is, what is today? The 7th? 6th? Yes, Cat. Say hi. Cat's over here saying hi on my lap. Boy, I got a story for you guys. For real fast, so the last 3 days it has been 70 degrees, mid-70 to mid-70s. You know what's great about Wyoming? It's now 37 degrees outside. Yeah. Wyoming in a nutshell. And Cap keeps bumping my arms. But let me tell you about the story about my first job. Back when I was a wee little lad, a little shit. When I say little shit, I'm 6 foot now and 30 years old. When I was 16, I was 5'2". I was a wee little shit. My mom decided that I should get a job during the summers. So, you know, 4 months. And I know most of you probably don't know me, except for like the last year or two. But when I was 16, I was an angry little shit. You know, I had a lot of issues at home. Grew up, affected me. I hadn't learned. I mean, 16, when you're a teenager, you're not exactly the greatest about handling your emotions either. You're still learning how to handle yourself and how to handle the real world. And, you know, you don't understand that whole take a deep breath thing. Like, yeah, you can be told it, but you don't know how to translate it and put it into action. That's something you gotta learn. So I was an angry little shit. It was easily irritable, and didn't take much for me to snap at you, or just, you know, start yelling at you. But so I put an application into good old Burger King, and back then minimum wage, what was it, like $6.15, $6 something. This was like, what was this? Is like 2008, 2000. I think it was 2008. Might have been 07 or 08. Somewhere in that, I could do the math I wanted to, but no, we're not gonna do the math. Math isn't important. I just know roughly it was in that little window. Might have been 05. Okay, 05 to 09. Somewhere in that window. That's accurate. I just don't remember exactly what year. Wasn't exactly the greatest moment in my life, but so back then minimum wage was like six something, like 6.15, 6 something, whatever. So Burger King offered me $9, you know, $9 an hour. I was like, yeah, that's amazing. $9 an hour for first job back then, especially in a little old town of 60,000 and no suburbs. That's just a town. I was like, yeah, that's a lot of money. Oh, little did I know what I was about to put myself into. Let's introduce some characters, shall we? I don't remember the names. We had the female boss. She was 8 months pregnant, and she was pretty much told by her doctor that, yeah, she could work, but she has to do, she can't really walk around and do anything. She has to sit. She has to sit. So she didn't really do anything besides sit. She would try, like, she would absolutely jump in if I was getting slammed. Because me, I ran the whole fucking front. There was only 3 people that worked the night shift. I worked the night shift, and she was one of them. So I got stuck working the whole front end by myself. And we still had buses come in. Hell, my second day in, I had two full 53 buses come in. That's how I learned, and pretty much one night, how to work the whole register. Learned it all. I got thrown to the wolves. I learned that shit, and I could run that whole front better than anybody. But so I got to do the whole front counter, back the orders, drive through, all at the same time. I only got paid for doing one of those jobs though. And then you have to cook. Luckily I don't remember his name, because my God, this guy was a nightmare. Hard worker, but boy, did he fucking reek. And when I mean reeked, this guy refused to shower. He showered like once or twice a month. I could smell him up front. And I remember having a couple customers complaining about a stench while taking the order up at the front counter. Yeah, imagine having your order bagged by that dude, or your cook, your food made by that dude. He did wear gloves, and it was so bad. Cat, will you come down? It was so bad. Even the boss would buy him like hygiene products, shaving cream, shampoo, you know, bars of soap, and this dude would like come back in the next day or two with it and be like, here you go. None of it used. Like he would just like give it back to the boss, like I don't want this. And his hair permanently stayed down. And he had long hair. Like, I mean, not like long, like girls like length hair, like that girl style thin hair, but I mean like typical boy thick hair. It was just matted down. Oh man. And yeah, this job got stressful because I always closed. Like, so I mean, I was working about 49 to 53 hours every week. So I was okay, put this in perspective. $9 an hour at 40 hours a week. You're making about $14.50 a month, right? I was bringing home $2,200 to $2,300 a month. How is that money for a 16-year-old? Yeah, it didn't last long. I was dumb. That was dumb. I got money and it's like I spent. But you know, making close to like $27,000 a year if I had done that full time as a 16-year-old. Yeah, that would have been pretty nice. But I only lasted this job for 3 months. This job, when you're always understaffed like that, because I mean, oh my god, we'd get slammed. I always did my best. I never took out my stress on the customers. Never did. All my stress always got taken out on the employees, the people behind the counter. And it didn't take, I mean, I was constantly stressing doing this job. It didn't take much for me to snap. Man, my poor, so there was another boss at a guy. After like 2 months in, I got a new boss for like the last month. And this was his second job. So he was a car salesman during the day, night manager during the night. And man, this poor guy. I blew up on him like 4 times a week. And he wouldn't fire me. He told me if it got too bad, like I was really stressing out or whatever, he'd just send me home. He's like, even though we were only like 3 men, he would just send me home, and then I'd just come in next day and he'd act like nothing happened. So I mean, props to him for that. But I mean, I only got sent home like probably like once a month. Like it wasn't very often. I pretty much blew up on him a few times a week though. But I think he understood. It was just because like we were short staffed and we were stressing nonstop. But this dude refused to fire me. Like I ended up quitting, but he refused to fire me. I mean, any normal boss would have fucking fired you your second time in. Hell, even your first time. This dude, it's a little windy right here. This dude, I don't know, like he was fucking with me, refusing to fire me or what? He just wouldn't fire me. I mean, I wasn't purposely trying to get fired, but I don't know. I think it seemed like they were trying their hardest to keep people that actually would show up to work, show up and do their job. I mean, I remember one day, their opener didn't open, and I had closed the previous day. Get my still 16. I had closed, and when you're only at three guys, when you're supposed to have 5, it takes you 2 to 4 hours longer to close each night. So normally on when you have a full crew, you can get closed, like 2 or 3 hours past the closing time. We would get out of there between 1 to 3 a.m. in the morning, so that was almost like 5 hours past, 6 hours past closing, and it blew. I was always so tired, worn out when I got home. I didn't live very far. I lived like literally like 3-minute drive. Hell, if I really need to, I could walk home. But my boss always gave me a ride home just because I didn't live in a bad neighborhood. Like, it's not unsafe, but it was considered the bad part of town. So he'd give me a ride because I mean he had to go that anyway. So it's only like literally a 1-minute detour. So he'd drop me off, and then I would just he would go home because he lived on the east side of town. And I lived like I said, like a minute out of his way. But there was this one day where I closed, because it closed every night. I never got a day off. They always called me in. Never failed. I would tell my mom, watch, they're gonna call me in. They're gonna call me in. Never failed. They always called me in. And I was like, you know, I was working 8 to 9 hours a day. But I remember there's this one day I closed, and then I got out like 2:30 in the morning there. I only got like 5 hours of sleep. Luckily I was 16. You know, quick recovery. Cat, will you lay down? Come on. Next thing I know, my phone's ringing. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, can you come in? We need help. I'm like the 10th person they're supposed to go to like when this happens. I'm a night shift guy. There is a lot more help during the day than there is at night. So I would go in at like 4, about 4, and they're calling me in at 8 o'clock in the morning. This day ended up being 17 hours long. So I opened and closed. They opened late because nobody was showing up. They opened 2 hours late. I ended up open. I had never, this is my first time, I had never done lunch, never done breakfast, and I had to learn right then and there. That never happened again, I made sure of that. I was not doing day and mid shift ever again. Granted, they gave me like 3 breaks, because they understood I closed, and my old boss, the one I had before, she was back to work on the days. And she understood that I closed every day, so she gave me more than enough breaks. She said she has to apologize throughout the day, which is really nice, but that job was a fucking nightmare though for a 16-year-old little angry little shit. What a nightmare. Man, but hey, you guys, I figured you might enjoy that little story. But hey, you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye!